When we think of Steve Jobs, we often picture the black turtleneck, the Apple keynote stage, and those revolutionary products, iPhone, iMac, iPod. But what really made him different? It wasn't just design, it wasn't just intelligence. It was clarity of vision, a single, unwavering belief in what he wanted to create in the world. From a young age, Jobs had an intense focus on building tools that intersect technology and humanity. In his own words, "We're here to put a dent in the universe." This wasn't a quote. It was his blueprint. That one line carried his purpose. He knew what he wanted, and that gave him the power to say no to 1,000 distractions. In today's noisy world, the greatest success barrier isn't lack of resources. It's lack of clarity. Jobs once said, "People think focus means saying yes to the thing you've got to focus on. But that's not what it means at all. It means saying no to the 100 other good ideas." Success doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing less, but better. From chasing one true thing relentlessly. In Apple, when Jobs returned in 1990 when the company was on the brink of collapse, hundreds of products, confused direction. What did he do? Simplify. He cut the product line down to just four main things. He aligned every person around one vision. Create insanely great products. Find the one thing that defines your mission. Say no to everything else. That clarity gives you power. That's the foundation of Steve Jobs' success. Clarity of vision is the first step, but vision without action is just imagination. Here's where Steve Jobs became unstoppable. He was obsessed with excellence. He did not believe in good enough. Jobs was famously hard to work with, demanding, perfectionist. But why? Because he believed that every detail matters, from the font on a screen to the curve of an iPhone's edge, even the circuit board inside the device, which customers would never see. He wanted it all to be beautiful. Why? Because excellence isn't just about what others see. It's about the pride you put in your work. One of the most iconic stories about Jobs is when he challenged the iPod engineers. The prototype was ready, sleek, functional, revolutionary. But Jobs looked at it and said, "It's too big." The team said it was impossible to shrink. He calmly dropped the iPod prototype into an aquarium. Bubbles floated up. "See those air bubbles," he said? "That means there's space inside. Make it smaller." That level of thinking, of not accepting the first answer or the easy solution, was his trademark. He believed, if you're going to do something important, do it with excellence, or don't do it at all. This mindset pushed Apple to create not just successful products, but products that changed how the world works. Every pixel, every touch, every box, all mattered. Lesson of part 2, never settle. The market doesn't reward average anymore. If you're not aiming for excellence, you're getting lost in the noise. This wasn't perfectionism for ego. It was discipline and craftsmanship. Steve Jobs faced failures, huge ones. He was fired from Apple, his own company, at age 30. Imagine building something from scratch, then being told you're not good enough to lead it. But he didn't collapse. He reinvented himself. He founded Next, bought Pixar, learned, evolved. And when Apple was failing, the same company called him back to save it. Boing. Because even in defeat, Jobs followed one rule: don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. In his famous 2005 Stanford speech, Jobs said something timeless. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. This is the final and most important key. You can have vision. You can demand excellence. But if you don't trust your own inner voice, the world will pull you in every direction. Steve Jobs didn't build Apple by following trends. He created them. He didn't ask what people wanted. He showed them what they needed. This mindset applies to everyone, not just tech founders. Whatever field you're in, if you want to succeed, you must learn to listen to your gut, your truth. It won't always be popular. It won't always be logical, but it will always be real. Final lesson: clarity gives direction. Excellence builds trust, but intuition gives identity. That's the real formula for meaningful success. So the next time you ask yourself what it takes to succeed, don't look outside. Start inside with your vision, your standards, and your voice. That's what Steve Jobs did, and the world will never forget it.